everybody. And this was supposed to be a toast, but it's more like a speech. About 10 minutes. And you can just close your eyes if you like and pretend. But I don't do anything like halfway. I have to go overboard. And I just couldn't cut out any of this, so hope you enjoy it. First of all, I want to thank Beth and Walter for hosting this wonderful dinner. Welcome everyone here who've come to celebrate Christy and Charles. Each of you in your own way has really made a special impact on their lives. And many of you have come quite a distance, some with extra precious cargo like babies. And Christy and Charles are honored and so appreciative that you could be here, because your presence is truly the best wedding gift. When I was initially asked to give a toast, of course I immediately accepted and was so thrilled and excited. And as time grew closer and my nerves kicked in, I asked myself, why do I always say yes, especially to things I dread, like public speaking? Well, my nerves quickly turned into excitement as I realized this was an honor, another chance to boast about my daughter. I frantically set out on a mission, tore apart photo albums, found old notes we used to write back and forth to each other and leave in little mailboxes outside our doors. Found her baby booties, gymnastics outfits, favorite dolls, and we lived so many happy memories. And yes, thank goodness for her bridesmaids who reminded me this is not about Christy's birthday celebration, but actually about Christy and Charles. Imagine that. Don't worry, Charles, you will not only be mentioned, but I think you're up for Groom of the Year award, if nothing more than for putting up for the recent bridal hair and makeup trials. I'm on eggshells, wondering what comment would be best to make. Nice, okay, too puffy. Could it possibly be that no comment was the right one? Believe me, Charles, you are not alone. Anyway, Christy was a bundle of joy and energy from birth. From the time she walked until she was in her early 10 months, she literally played non-stop from 6 in the morning till 8:30 at night when she passed out on the floor. You see, she had a family to take care of. Of course, they were a family of dolls, but they were cared for as real infants. They had real diapers, were fed real baby food, wore baby clothing. I could have had a real baby and probably would have saved more money. Her brother Eddie, who prior to Christy was Prince Charming, had to take a step back for a bit as she took over most of the household, lining up her dolls, setting up the kitchen, changing table, her schoolroom, and so on. The fun never ended with Christy. Our home on Woodstead was like a Disneyland for my kids, the neighborhood, and our cousins who faithfully visited every summer. And I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. We even had the Summer Pool Olympics hosted by their grandma Nanny, where everyone was awarded a gold medal. Of course, it was from the dollar store and everyone was a winner, but that made it even more special. Christy was also welcomed on nightly baseball games on our front yard, given quite impressive positions, despite the fact that she would often leave her position, run in and get a snack, and return as if nothing ever happened. And somehow it was okay. The rules were kind of flexible for cute little Christy, which really annoyed her brother, who played exactly by the rules and still does. Her twin cousins, Alan and Andrew, willingly played house with Christy and accepted any role she appointed them, from her husband to the family dog, as long as they could arrive for a cozy coop and disassemble all the toys in the basement, and they were masters of disassembly. I never saw so many batteries, screws, pieces of parts, and dolls sprawled everywhere after they left. Christy was a determined little girl with a mind of her own. I often wonder where that came from. Her Aunt Kathy will still recall a memorable visit to her home in Massachusetts. You never really knew what you were in for when you visited Aunt Kathy, but it was usually not a dress-up affair, being the creative artist that she was. Well, it must have been late November when we visited, and Christy insisted, despite the harsh weather, that she would wear a lovely short spring-like dress and her patent leather shoes, topped off with her little fur coat. Unfortunately, we ended up climbing an icy mountain that day, with the final destination being a bat cave. And to this day, I don't know why we considered that fun. Well, this didn't stop Christy. We all watched, including her sensible brother and cousins, dressed comfortably with hiking sneakers, as she slipped and fell on uneven rocks and ice, but bravely picked herself up I don't know how many times, and at the end crawled through the bat cave without a second thought, at the age of 3, no less. Well, as the years went on, Christy continued to dance with passion to the beat of her own heart. I'll quickly brush over the teenage years, as most parents would like to do. Just briefly mention her maid of honor, Sarah, was definitely her partner in crime. And we'll be lucky enough to hear some good stories tomorrow in her totes. And then there was an escapade entitled Christy and Teresa Go to Boston, where they drove quite a distance with 3 flat tires and 1 tire completely off the rim, without realizing they were driving a little off kilter until the state trooper pulled them over. Thank goodness teenagers turn into adults, and in the end, all those years of worry were well worth it. The saying that your daughter is a little girl who grows up to be your best friend is so true. From the minute I held you in your arms, Christy, I knew you were special and I want to hold on to you forever. My greatest honor has been to stand in your shadow and watch you grow. I tried to teach you to believe in yourself, to trust your inner voice, and to believe in true love. When you were little, you followed me around everywhere, watched my every move and tried to be like me. I never felt quite worthy of that, but I smiled and took it all in. Once upon a time, I was your hero, and now you are truly mine. You have become so much more than my daughter. You're an amazing woman I am honored to know. You became everything I had hoped a daughter could be and more. Smart, strong, and independent, with a tender, kind, and passionate heart. My mom always said Christy would be my angel, always there for me, and she was and still is. I know my mom, her nanny, who was so special to Christy and all the grandchildren, will be with us as we walk down the aisle tomorrow, as will my dad, who never lived to see Christy, but whose German determination I can see in her every day. Okay, on to the main reason we're here, to celebrate Christy and Charles. I bet you're all wondering if and when Charles went into the picture. Yes, Charles, you get honorable mention. Paul and I have been known to call you St. Charles after some emotional calls I've received from Christy. Beth and Walter, you did a great job raising Charles. Your son's a gem. He's such a southern gentleman, and I'm so thankful that he came into Christy's life. There's nothing more comforting for a parent than knowing your daughter is marrying a man who is literally her best friend and who loves and cherishes her. As you all know, Christy and Charles met at Enterprise, where Charles was their manager. I hope you enjoyed that managerial role. Boss now. I knew something was up when the chats that Christy and I used to have every night became true silence, or just a blunt word telling me to shut up. I tried not to take it personally, and I remember asking Paul, and he said, "Oh, she probably just has her eyes on a guy," and he was right. Christy finally let out that she liked her manager. She didn't think she was his type, was kind of afraid of him. He was strict with his team. Of course, being a proud mother, I insisted she go for the challenge and not doubt herself. Well, 3 months later, Christy and Charles were officially a pair, and their love has grown through so many challenges and blessings. They had quite an exciting year. They moved to Georgia just 1 year ago, both receiving great job opportunities. Need I say it was bittersweet. I know the saying goes that the best gift you can give your children are roots and wings, but I think to let them use their wings and fly is most difficult. Amidst floods of tears from myself, families, and friends, we loosened our grip and let her go, but it was definitely a difficult transition. Charles, being the loving, kind man he is, and so in tune with Christy's feelings, was willing to turn back when they were halfway there. When they started stepped out, with encouragement they kept on. Well, they made it, and Christy might have been physically in Georgia, but the first 3 months, I think she wished she was like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, wanting those ruby slippers to get her back home. But miraculously, all of her prayers were answered, and it was almost exactly at 6 months that she not only adjusted to the move, but actually realized she was blessed by this wonderful opportunity. She didn't lose her family and friends, but gained a whole new family, and as a real bonus, so many sister friends. And the nickname Awesome from Big Jane. Charles described Christy as his awesome girlfriend for at least the first year, and Big Jane said, "What is her name?" So Christy walks into stores now and they say, "Are you awesome?" I really have to thank so many people here today for making that happen. For those of you back home, for unselfishly letting her pursue her dreams and keeping in close contact. And for family and friends here in Georgia, for making her feel so loved and at home. And most of all, thank you, Charles, for being a rock for Christy and loving her rain or shine. That's what true love is all about. Charles's southern calmness is a perfect complement to Christy's, let's call it New York excitement. I'd also like to mention the thought that Charles put into the engagement. He proposed on Tybee Island at Big Jane's condo. I'm sure it was a little nerve-wracking when he was halfway there and realized he forgot the key. Luckily, there was a lockbox. And as he mentioned to Christy about wanting to get up early the next day as he planned to propose to her on the beach, Christy questioned and resisted getting up so early. But he pulled it off amazingly without her knowing. And just the sound of her voice when she called me was the most wonderful call you could ever get from your daughter. And look how much has happened in a year, from an apartment to a beautiful home to a family dog and their wedding tomorrow. 2016 will be hard to top. I now have realized how true the other half to that saying about giving your children roots and wings really is. If you give your children solid roots and let them fly, they will always come back to you, not to stay, but to share all the amazing, wonderful happenings in their life with you, and that gift is priceless. And I live that every day with Christy, regardless of time or distance, texting, calling, sharing, crying, laughing. I love you both, Christy and Charles, and words can't express how happy I am that you found each other and how fortunate I feel to have both our families coming together. I'll end by wishing them a lifetime of love and happiness and a bond that will grow stronger each day and remain forever honest and true. And if you could now will raise your glasses for a toast, I'd like to say the Irish marriage blessing. May God be with you and bless you. May you live to see your children's children. May you be poor in misfortune and rich in blessings. And may you know nothing but happiness from this day forward.